Today we're going to do a 1-year update, or a little over a year update on my B&T APC9k Pro. I did a video review on it a little over a year ago. I'll put it here, or something like that. You can go watch that, and I'm going to talk about if my thoughts are the same, if they've changed, and also costs associated with making this platform really usable. Before I do that, I paid for everything on this gun. I may have paid discounted prices as a dealer. I am an FFL, but I did in fact pay full price for the gun at the time because I couldn't find any in stock through distribution, so I had to call up a buddy and get one at retail. So getting right down into it, the APC9k is expensive. The APC9, APC9k, they're expensive. You're going to find them for about $2,400 retail. There are other PCCs quite a bit, you know, CZ, Strybog, like there's a lot of different options for pistol caliber carbines, or subguns, I should say, that accept 9mm and are less expensive, but I will say they're definitely not as refined. So at $2,500, it is a pricey start, but the recoil system, the way the gun feels, the options that are on it, I would say that $2,400 as a base price is pretty, it's steep, but it is deserved. I haven't had any problems with this gun I've owned it for, God, 1.5 years now, I think, and have got a lot of rounds through it. I've really, you know, used it. It doesn't just sit on a wall. I do go out and use this gun quite a bit, and I have had 0 malfunctions that I can recall. I don't like keep a spreadsheet or anything, but it has worked very well. But getting down to it, there are some quirks, and that quirk, the first quirk is going to be price. So $2,400 is like the cost of entry. I have a list here of everything that is done to this gun. So $2,400 is the cost of entry. The next thing that has been done is I did this B&T telescoping brace, okay? This brace right here is amazing. So it has multiple positions, 1, 2, 3. So it's a 3-position brace, not a stock. They do have a stock version. And then that put the Gearhead Tailworks Mod 1, I think, on here. But this is a very, very slim and very secure and sturdy telescoping brace mount. The problem is this is $629 on B&T parts. It is ungodly expensive. It's actually almost the same price as getting a whole nother gun. So $2,400, $629, you know, we're up in the $3,000 range. Next thing is mags. It comes with one B&T mag, and I said in my video before, and I stand by it, the B&T mag is the way to go. It looks the best. It's awesome, except for the feed lips that will cut your finger if you're not careful. You can get this with a Glock that accepts Glock mags or P320. Just kind of looks wrong. The angle on the mag is wrong. And mags are going to be a little expensive too. I mean, you're going to be anywhere from $40 to $60, whether you're getting a 30-round mag with a bumper or a 20-round mag without. By the way, the 20-rounders, when they're in here, that is a very, very slick package there. So mags are going to be expensive. And then on that note, I did get a coupler to have 2 mags. Here is something to understand. Oh, let's insert this the right way. That when you have the coupler on here with the dual B&T mags, the magazine is going to come up, and it's the rounds will clear. You can see it from some footage that the rounds are going to come out. But if you have this double mag coupled and in, and you have the telescoping brace, it's not going to deploy because the mag is sitting right here where the telescoping brace or stock is. So that is a fail. This coupler is cool, but now it's kind of useless for me. Okay, getting on to other things that I've done to this gun. I have a Cloud Defensive Rain Micro on the front because this is the highest output light that I can get, have a pressure pad, and really, you know, have it fit in here. There's not a lot of real estate up front, so I have to take the rain, put it on the Picatinny that comes on the gun. There is M-LOK underneath, but just the way this mounts up, rain onto Picatinny onto M-LOK, and it does stand out a little bit, but it's still a pretty good package, and you're gonna have pretty good light output. I think this Rain Micro is like 55,000 candela. But a weapon like this, because you're going to want this if this is your bedside gun or backpack gun. This is going to be another 300 bucks right there. Now moving up top to optics, the gun does come with flip up sights. They're okay. I'm not using them right now because I did get the ScalarWorks Leap mount, which is very, very cool. And then I put a Holosun 509T on top of that with the Donut of Death reticle, and it's fully enclosed because this is something that's going to be in my backpack a lot. And you know, I don't want things to fall inside of an open optic. I used to have an SRO on here. I had an RMR at one point. So definitely an enclosed optic is the way to go. I went with the 509T on top of the Leap because, you know, of its size. If I had to do it again, I'd probably just go ahead and get the Holosun, the AEMS, the fully enclosed optic that has its own mount, and that would definitely save me some money because this combo right here is 150 bucks for the mount and 450 bucks-ish for the dot. So you're talking about 600 bucks, where the AEMS, you can get them for 400. So you could save a couple $100 there. It's going to be a little bit bigger optic on top, but still have the Donut of Death, multiple reticles, and a fully enclosed emitter. Now getting over to this side of the gun, or kind of underneath, if you can learn anything from the Kenosha Kid, it's that you do want to have slings on rifles or PCCs. This is a subgun pistol, but slings are good. So I have a Sly Tactical 2-point sling on here with clips. So, you know, having some type of sling on a subgun, necessary, not 100%, but I would still have it. So this is going to be another 50 bucks right here. The grip, I have the Reptilia CQB style. It's a little bit of a chop grip with a different angle. That was like 50 bucks, I think it was. So when it all, oh yeah, it's a perfect suppressor host. So this gun, I would say the must-haves are going to be this telescoping brace or telescoping stock, and definitely the suppressor. Now, I will say that this suppressor is pretty quiet. I do have some NATO spec ammo, which is really moving, and you can hear the difference between, you know, normal SAMI spec and like NATO spec ammo. I think it's going like 1,300 feet per second. It is definitely loud, and it's supersonic, so it still has that crack. If stuff really hit the fan, I would probably use NATO spec 9mm in here. And inside, it's just going to be unbearably loud still, even with the can, but that is what it is. I think subguns, you got to have a can, and you might as well go tri-lug. So now I'm going to tell you the biggest thing that needs to be changed on this gun is only going to cost you $4.80, and that is new springs for your safety. The safety that comes on this gun, the springs are atrocious. It is terrible. In the original review, I said it's really not that bad, but the more I shot it, the more I actually found that I would engage with my thumb, but then, or disengage the safety with my thumb. But you'll see in video that the safety is so damn tight that I'll actually come up off it to re-engage, because flipping the old safety up with this thumb took about 76 pounds of pressure. It was crazy. So for $4.80, you can go to HB Industries. Here's some stickers that they sent because I bought the springs, and it takes about 3 minutes to swap out the springs. You don't have to take the grip off on this gun. You actually can just take one of the safety arms off and wiggle it out and make it happen. And this safety is so much better. It's not as good as like a traditional AR safety because the pins are plastic, the barrel is plastic, all those things, so it's not going to be as sensitive or as tactile as, you know, an AR, but it is definitely nice. Now, outside of that, everything I said a year ago still applies. Trigger is acceptable. The reset is kind of weird. It's very vague as you're coming up, like it just kind of clunks in, and then you end up going beyond the wall to come back on it. So I have a tendency to just end up slapping the trigger if I'm trying to fire fast, because you don't end up right back on the wall, but it is not bad. Ambi mag catch, ambi bolt release, ambi non-reciprocating charge handle, you know, all that stuff is great. So it is a good gun. It is definitely what I would consider to be the best PCC out there. I know MP5 fans everywhere are going to be mad, but this is still, in my opinion, the best, but you're going to pay for it. So the million-dollar question is it worth the money? And I would say It depends, but in a lot of situations, and in fact, probably in 95% of situations, I'd say no. You know, this is not your first gun. This is not your second gun. This is not your, eighth gun. It really does kind of roll down that list of guns. If there's something that you have a specific plan for and you really want to have a PCC and you want the best, go here. But there are a lot of less expensive methods to get into pistol caliber carbines that are going to serve plinking purposes. They're going to serve other purposes well, and cost substantially less. So do I love my ugly B&T? Yes, I love my ugly APC9. Am I ever going to get rid of it? No, because for me, I like it. It serves a purpose that I have in my quiver of guns. But overall, no, it's going to cost a lot of money. And if you are not ready to spend $4 to $5 grand, go someplace else.